Well, hello and good afternoon, everybody.
Oh,
Another episode of Rockin' the Coast brought right to you from Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So I want to say welcome to our very, very, very special guest, Rico. Good to see you, buddy.
hi.
Yeah,
I love
hi.
this guy. This guy's amazing.
Right on, right on. Way cool guy. So before we get started, I really want to say a huge thank you to Rico. One, for being here, because I know he's a busy guy and he's got things he's got to do. So I want to say thank you for being here, man. And
I'm not a busy guy.
real quick, for those folks that don't know, Rico's doing this really cool thing this year for Christmas. And
Christmas.
Yeah, it's super cool, man. Rico, just give us a real quick. We only got an hour. I know it's so awesome. And we got so
Okay,
many things
real
going
quick.
on.
People
quick.
give me stuff and I give it to them.
That's super quick. Okay, maybe not
So,
quite that quick.
so people are donating things. I'm going to play Santa Claus and come up on live streams and do giveaways. So we're right about $3,000 in donations so far. And we've only got, I want to say 17. I haven't looked lately, and I'm the guy who fills it out. But I think we got roughly 17 channels signed up so far, and that's it.
Way cool.
So that $3,000 will be split evenly between those 17 channels right currently.
Super cool.
I'm sure
man.
we'll get more as time goes on, but I'm going to dress up as Santa Claus, and from the 19th of December to the 31st, we're going to do giveaways that whole 2 weeks. And again, there's no cost. So like Rocco signed up, I'll be showing up sometime. Him and I will know, but nobody else will know. Sometime during those 2 weeks, I'll be showing up on one of Rocco's streams and giving stuff away. So, and again, amazing Fish Fam donations are driving all of it. And then the other thing is on Christmas Day, we're doing a 24-hour live stream just for people who don't have any family.
Cool.
Just to, I won't always be on there, obviously, but my kids are adults. So after we open presents and hang out in the morning, I will be on there. We'll have different panels, and we're just going to hang out. So people have some place
Way
to go on
cool.
Christmas Day, so they're not alone. I think that sums it up pretty good, right?
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Rico's got a heart bigger than Texas. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for doing that, brother.
Yeah, I'm taking
I
pills
mean
for
that. I really do mean that.
The oversized stuff. I've got to get that down. It's,
Yeah, I've been trying to find something to get rid of this oversized belly, and it's just not working.
I fit in that now. It's just staying. That's where it's at.
Right. Well, I do want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are great, man. I do appreciate the support and everything you guys do for us. It's amazing. So Rico does this thing. It's a focus on such and such. I thought it would be kind of fun to do focus on Rico. So we got questions for you, buddy.
Well, I think most people already know it. Like, it's people have already made comments in the thing. This guy again, I do stream a lot, and part of the reason I stream so much is because nobody else does in the daytime. After
Right.
the Jess and Rocco show, most days there's nothing else.
Right.
And I routinely get 40, 50 people in there. So if somebody's thinking about streaming, that's a perfect time of the day to do it. Please, feel free. I go at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can take that time instead and schedule your streams. It's a perfect time of day. You can get a lot of people in for views, and people
Right
want
on.
somebody to hang out with. So that's the main
That's it.
reason I go in the daytime.
Way cool. Way cool. So YouTube is it's part of your everyday life, obviously, just like it is for a lot of us. How long have you been doing YouTube, and what really influenced you to actually do that? I mean, who was your big influences on that?
So it's been actually about a year since I released my first video, which was like a quick, I think I looked at one of the tanks. I count the year actually as December 13th because that's the first time I did a live stream. So that's sort of what I'm counting, because I've had this YouTube account for, I don't know, 12 years or something like that. And I barely used it. I used to post, like, some of my earliest videos are me kayaking on Lake Ontario in January. I have a lot of those types of videos, or just hanging out on the beach, seagulls and just stuff like that. Um, so what? Geez, what? I don't know what influenced me to start doing fish stuff. Now, Vinny's Aquatics was definitely up there. Vinny subscribed to me one day, and I was like, "Dude, I don't have any content. There's no reason to subscribe to me." And he was like, "Well, I'm here for when you do." And then I found out that he wasn't actually my first subscriber. There was somebody else who has his subscriptions hidden, but he told me, and that's actually James from Fish Room Fever.
Oh,
he was
wow,
the first
cool.
person. And James has been very supportive over the last year, and so same with Ed. Same with Ed.
Yeah.
Those guys are.
Great-
I'll answer that
great
question right now.
couple fellas.
They're my favorite fish tubers. Those two guys.
Right on.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah, they've influenced me quite a bit myself. I can't lie.
Can you make this one?
Okay. Mama's bringing me something to munch on.
Nice. Nobody brings me anything to munch on.
Right? Must be nice.
So,
Yeah, but you
But
go
yeah,
get
I
your
was gonna-
sickles there.
right? Get your fudsicle.
I ran out. I have to get my own. I can't. I don't have like a come fudsicle time.
Fudsicle butler.
So, besides fish content on YouTube, what are the other kind of content do you like? You like DIY stuff, product review stuff, or?
There's a guy called Ozzy Man. He does. Have you watched him? He's hilarious. He makes. I just absolutely love him. What he does is he takes other videos and does commentary over it with a very, very Australian accent. He's a funny guy. I enjoy watching. It's comedy, and he does a great job. And he's hilarious.
I know
love his sense of
exactly.
humor.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I crack up to those videos so
Did you
bad.
see the one where he was in the people in the speedboat that had the accident? Did you ever see that one?
They end up flying out.
They
Is that
like,
the one?
yeah, the one guy like flies across the boat and hits the other side, and everybody's
Right.
his whole
Yeah.
commentary for the whole thing is just amazing, and I love him. So I watch him. I watch just random stuff, like the other day I was watching something for sportsmanship in Major League Baseball. People doing really cool things, like somebody made a great catch, and the guy who was up to bat was like, good job, way to go, kind of thing. Watching that kind of stuff. I watch a little bit of old football clips. I also love to watch old roasts, like with Don Rickles and
Yes.
Jonathan Winters and Frank Sinatra. All those old roasts. I love watching those. Because it's the time when I was growing up. That time period when those came out, and
Yep.
absolutely love those. So that's about it. I don't really have any other really like specific genre of stuff that I watch other than FishTube. And FishTube is 90% of my viewing habit. 90%. I try to watch everything. I don't comment on everything, but I try to watch everything the Fish Fan puts out.
Right on. I do the same. I try to get people their watch hours and stuff like that. I try to. So more back to the fish content sort of thing. What made you get into the hobby, and how long have you been doing it?
So that's actually an easy question. Now, I had fish when I was a kid,
Right on.
for probably at least a decade, in the late 60s, early 70s. And after I retired, I was looking for something to do. Well, first of all, I have an autoimmune disease, and it makes it very hard to do a lot of physical activities. You know where I'm coming from. And I'm a big nature guy. I've always been into nature, hiking, kayaking, bird watching. I'm not really a hunter or a fisherman. I fished a little bit. I don't hunt.
Yeah.
I just enjoy nature in all of its forms. I love it. And now I can't do that kind of stuff. So I was looking for ways to still enjoy nature. And I'm also a big comic book geek. And there's a comic book writer. His name is Greg Pak, P-A-K. I follow him for years on Twitter, and we've talked back and forth a little bit. Well, he was posting fish tanks. He was posting a bunch of pictures of fish tanks. So I was like, man,
wow.
I remember when I had those. You know, I should maybe get into that again. And then I remembered that we did have a fish tank in the basement that my kids had used. So I asked one of them they used it for like mice or something. We actually had two of them. So I asked them to bring them up, and I set up the 20-gallon. Then I learned about the cycle. I started watching YouTube for it, which is weird because, again, I've had an account forever, and I've never, ever, ever used YouTube as a learning platform. I don't watch videos about how to fix your car or any. I've never used it for that. I prefer to read articles, but for something with the fish, it just made sense to me, and I just really dug into it. And that was just about a year ago. Well, I think June was a year. So I've only been keeping fish for a year, about 14 months.
And you got the bug good too. Look at all those tanks back there.
I have 10. I have 10 total, but that includes 2 little 5-gallons.
Oh, right on. That's cool, man. Okay. This is one that I hear a lot, and I really dig the answers I get because it really kind of gets people to know more about that person, kind of in depth, if you ask me. But the one thing about the hobby or hobbyists that motivate you to get more involved with the hobby, and also on the flip side of that, what is the one thing that just totally just annoys the mess out of you about the hobby or hobbyists, you know?
Man, that is tough.
Let's ruffle some feathers. Let's not be shy.
That's tough. So first, what's the positive? What motivates me to dig farther into the hobby?
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough, man, because it's not a competition. I mean, I see a lot of the stuff people do. It's amazing, you know, their tanks, the fish that they're keeping. But I don't care about that. Does that make sense? I don't.
No,
that's
it makes
awesome.
total sense.
You keep you do you. I don't. It's not a competition. Like one time, somebody said you really should get something that nobody else has that's unique. That's where you should go. And I'm like, no, I'm happy with having common stuff because it's me. It's mine. It's not common to me. I just got it for the first time. And because I'm so new, there's so much of that. So I think the only thing that motivates me in the hobby is just they're friggin' cool, man. Those fish tanks are just cool. They're just so awesome.
Right?
I have a chair. That's what this is. There's a chair here. And I sit and look at that 75, and there's a 45 over here, 45 tall. And I sit and, oh, did I freeze a little bit?
No, you're good.
It froze on me. It's been doing that. I sit and look at those things for, sometimes it's an hour, just sitting there looking at them. That's the motivation, is just how enjoyable it is, how enjoyable. So
it is relaxing.
I don't think there's much that anybody else does. I mean, yeah, sure. When I see somebody else's tank and I look at those plants and stuff, I'm like, wow, that looks cool. But I'm not really motivated to do that. I just enjoy what they have.
Right. Kind of like living vicariously through them.
Yeah, that's good enough. I see what you got. That's good enough for me, and sometimes with fish, I do say, well, yeah, I got to get that fish. And a perfect example is Stephen P. One day on a stream, he showed us the Luminatus, or the Pseudomagil luminatus, and I went and bought some right then and there on the stream. I fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
So there are times when that happens. Somebody will just show off a fish. I'm like, wow, yep, I'm going to get that.
I'm the same way. Because I know, again, Stephen P., when he showed those cherry barbs, those long fin cherry barbs, I was like, oh, I gotta have some.
Yeah, those are pretty sick.
Those are sweet. They are sweet.
Yeah,
dig those little fish.
So I guess that's motivational. That seems just a cool fish that other people have, and not because they have them, but just because they're cool looking fish.
Right.
You know what you like.
Yeah.
Kind of unique. Yeah.
Oh,
no problem, Skipper. No problem, buddy.
Yeah, whatever. Go on. Get out of here.
Hi, Skipper.
Go. Get.
It was good seeing you, buddy.
We're gonna get to meet Skipper this
And
next
hi,
week.
everyone.
Get to
Oh,
see him
that's
at
right, huh?
the Keystone
The
Clash.
Keystone.
We're gonna finally get to meet him.
Cool.
Wow, that's cool.
And so, what bothers me the most is isn't really so much in the hobby, other than the fake channels that are out there where people buy a fish and then they just want to put it on the show, like, look what I got, and then it's gone the next week. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are out
I've
there.
seen
They're
those.
not. I don't see those in the fish fam really. Those are just those other channels.
right, right.
I think just the drama that's in the fish fam,
Yeah.
Right on.
and I've been guilty of a little bit of it. I try my hardest. It's something.
Oh,
I
me too. I'm guilty.
aspire to. That's the thing that burns my biscuits, as Aquafunk would say.
Yeah.
Is just all the drama, and I just want to focus on the positive part of things. And so many times we can dwell too much on the negative things that happen.
Sure.
Right.
I have to agree with you on that one.
We just need to remember why we started this hobby in the first place. I
Yeah.
think that's just with anything. Let's put into a relationship perspective. If you don't forget why you started that relationship, odds are you're going to do well in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
What drama? My word. It's out there, and it's unfortunate. And again, I played my part in it, and I'm trying my hardest to just stay away from it. It's useless. It's useless. It does nobody any good, and all it does is bring us all down. So we should just move on and focus on the positive things. Oh, I think I've got to turn my camera off for just 1 second, but I'll be listening.
green,
I just got
brother.
to turn my camera off.
You're
So,
green, brother. You're green, brother.
so I'm still here.
Wow. Okay. So we'll let Rico do his thing there real quick, and we can take a second and say hi to everybody. So we'll go way back up here. Mystery Snail Guardians, how are you? Fishy on Tactics, good to see you. Whips World said he had to dip out, but he wanted to stop and say hi. Dave from Iowa, good to see you. Mike's Aquatics and Things, how are you? Greg's Planted Tanks, awesome. White Chipmunks, I saw it. Yeah, it's beautiful, by the way. She's doing a gift for my girlfriend for Christmas. It's really pretty. It's an undersea thing with the little diamond art thing. It's so pretty. Skull Aquatics, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
All right, let's see how it looks.
What's up? Joseph Stanley, good to see you. Mr. Kaler, Bob, awesome to see you, buddy. Let's see who else we got. Muppet, hey, good to see you, girl.
No, it's Rico.
Husky Tanks. Oh, sorry. Husky Tanks, good to see you too. Hi.
So,
I hope Muppet doesn't have a beard like this.
that'd be pretty epic, though. Man, I wish.
I hope you're right.
Well, since it's a her, this Muppet's a girl, I hope she doesn't have a
Yeah. Exactly. Ali Sean, good to see you. Liquid Zoo, what's up?
I mean, if you're into that kind of
That's
thing.
everybody, I think that's everybody. Oh, nope, there's some more. Petroman, good to see you. T-Bones, good eye, mate. Did I do that one pretty good? Was that a good impression? No? Okay. Crikey. Jess, good to see you. Who else we got here?
I'm still here. I'm still listening.
Right on, brother. Right on. I just like to give you a few minutes. I know you had something going on. Let's see. Skipper had to leave, but good to see him as well. Fish keeping with Matt. How's your day, brother? Good to see you. Natural Aquariums. Hello. John McKenzie. Hi. How are you, buddy? Hey, Tennessee Aqua. Good to see you, buddy. And I think that's everybody. I think.
No, I don't. Fish keeping with Matt. That's I don't think I know.
Yeah,
I don't
Matt.
think I know fish keeping with Matt.
He's a young fella.
Yeah, I don't think I know him. I think that's the only name I'm not recognizing in the list of awesome people coming in.
Oh, right on. Monster Fish Gal.
This light is too bright. We wrapped it with stuff.
Oh yeah, you put it up.
It's red and green. It's very bright red and green.
Right.
But it's too bright. You just can't see it. I'm disappointed. I might
dig it.
it back.
I dig
Because
it.
the red and green looks so much better.
Right. I dig it. I think it looks good, personally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. It looks better.
I think that was everybody. Yep, that's everybody. Oh, there's Miss Patty. I didn't want to miss Patty. Ray's Aquatics, how y'all doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Robert. Hey, everybody.
All right, I think we got everybody. All right. So I only got one more question from you, and then I'm gonna let my co-host here ask you a few questions.
He's not ready. He didn't do his homework.
That's right. That's right.
Wait, what are you eating? Is that an orange? What is that?
Oh, it's a mochi sherbet mango flavored thing.
Nobody told me there was going to be food.
Hey, next time. Jenny Lynn, good to see you. Good to see you. So, oh no, I have two questions, and this one is like a controversial thing. School plants Monday. Couldn't get on. Hey, don't even sweat it, man. I have to get a fitting for the sink to put water in the tank. So take your time, brother. It's all good. I do appreciate it a lot. Trust me, I really do. RB, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. So the question I want to ask you, and then I got one more after that, and then I'm gonna let him ask you some questions. But big thing for me, because I'm kind of torn myself. You know, I mean, I get why, but I still don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why. What is your take on glowfish?
I don't care. I think it's stupid that you can't sell them. But other than that, I think they have a place. Again, I get why you can't sell them, but I still think it's stupid, and I think it's a part of our broken processes in this country and in a lot of countries. There's the same thing could be said about copyrights and things like that. I think it's wrong as far as that part of it. But as far as the fish themselves, I don't think, it's obviously not hurting the fish. And I think that it does play a part in maybe bringing some people into the hobby. So I don't have a problem with them overall. I just don't like the business aspect of it.
Exactly. I have to say that's spot on. Exactly how I feel. I mean, I get it. The process is patented. I get it. It's all good. But at the same time, did anybody patent flower horn? Did anybody patent the parrotfish?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So what's the big deal, man? Now from what I understand, you can sell them, but you just can't sell them under the name of glowfish.
See, I don't know if that's true. Or
maybe
maybe
I'm not for sure if that's true or not either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd ever have any. I enjoy looking at them. I do. I enjoy looking at them. I think they're cool looking. I don't think I would ever actually get any of them, but who knows? I'm not going to rule that out.
Right on.
I just, again, I don't mind the fish themselves. I do hate to see fish that have been bred to, well, like some of the guppies that the fins are so long that they barely can get around.
Right.
Things that are detrimental to the fish I don't want to see. But when you're keeping them in an aquarium, there's, the glow aspect it's not detrimental to them,
Right.
As far as we know. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's causing fish cancer of some sort. We don't know it. I doubt that.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I don't have a problem with the fish themselves.
Right. That's the thing. I know some people are like, "Oh, I wouldn't want a flower horn. They're ugly." Just
they're okay.
I got to ribber a little bit, but I heard some people.
They're not on my short list. Flower horns. Nothing against them. I'm not a monster fish keeper. I do like community tanks.
Right, I do too. But some people don't like parrotfish.
Sure.
Or the polar blues. And I think they're neat. I think they're neat. They're different. Nobody's patented them, so I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like I kind of look at it like like a mutt dog. It's a Heinz 57. It's kind of the same thing. You're not gonna get that cute puppy because it's Labrador, Doberman, and Rottweiler.
And some of those
it's a cute puppy.
Though some of those are the best friggin' dogs, the mutts. And some of
Absolutely.
we've had a lot of dogs
Absolutely.
over the years, and a couple of my favorites were mutts.
Yep.
You know, and then again we have pugs too. So, and there's something
Right.
right there that's you know, sort of been detrimental as how much we've bred them, and their snouts have gotten smaller and smaller, and they actually have
Right.
some problems with breathing. But
Mhm.
I didn't buy either one of ours; they were both rescues. So same with our little
Right
one.
on.
No, our littlest one I wouldn't count as a rescue, but she's a Chihuahua Papillon mix. But the two
Oh,
pugs were rescues.
right on.
Chihuahua.
Very cool. So my last question for you, brother, and this is a question I think that every stream, when they have somebody come up, I think it's to me I think it's a very important question, because again I feel like it kind of gives us a sneak peek into the person a little bit more than just, hey, I like fish and I raise fish and it's cool. You know, we all love fish. I get it.
I have like 0 fish questions for you. No fish questions.
What are some of the things that you like to do outside of the fish hobby?
And that was my only question. Great.
He just threw his sherbet mango thing.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go eat it later. Don't worry.
He'll go scrape it off the wall.
Gets stuck to the wall right now. So I don't have as many hobbies as I used to, but I have a very obsessive personality.
Mhm.
So when I get into something, so I got into meteorology about, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago, somewhere between there. And I got into it. I thought about going to school for it, and I started collecting meteorology books. And I mean, for fun, I was reading meteorology textbooks and answering the questions in them and stuff.
What's up?
Wow.
When I get into something, I usually it's not that I learn everything about it. It's just that that's all I think about, and it drives my wife crazy because
It consumes you.
it's constant. Yeah, it does. And when I get in, you know, and then it'll lessen as time goes on, and then I'll get a new hobby and I'll do the same thing. But that other hobby never really goes away. So now I have
Right.
5 things that I'm obsessed about, you know, and I, you know,
Yep.
it's everything. And over the years, it's been problematic. But let's see, I play video games,
Right on.
read comics. I'm a geek. You know, I was an IT guy for a long time before I retired. So technology of you know, all different sorts is interesting to me. But video games, I like to read. Before I started doing FishTube, I gave myself a goal of 100 books a year, and most years I was pretty close. I either hit my goal or I was in the, you know, at least the high 80s. So I do like to read, again, anything to do with nature. To this day, my kayak is sitting right by the water, and I haven't paddled a single time this year, but it's always right there. My daughter's used it a few times.
I would
So
love to do
anything
that.
nature, you know, hiking, bird watching. I do a lot of bird watching. I have a scope on a tripod in here, and I just put it over here and look at the birds in the yard and in the bay and stuff. So anything to do that way. Let's see, what's some other like big hobbies? You know, movies and TV shows, especially sci-fi stuff, geeky stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Right on. Star Wars.
I'm just sort of looking around, you know, to see if I have anything. You know, I think I covered most of it. You know, geek
So-
culture is big to me.
Right on.
Okay.
Right on. So let me ask you this one then: Star Wars or Star Trek?
I like them
Mm.
both. I think I prefer Star Wars a little more. Sorry, Patty.
Yeah.
Patty's a big Star Trek fan, but I enjoy Star Trek. I mean, I loved the series when it came out.
I like the old stuff.
It was amazing.
The old
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Trek
that was
cool.
amazing for its time.
Damn.
I do like Star Wars more, and you know what? I like the new movies quite a bit. Even the stuff with Jar Jar. I don't hate Jar Jar like a lot
Right.
of Star Wars fans. Here's the thing, and I see this so much. People like to talk about what they don't like more than what
Yeah.
they do like, and you know, I like to try and focus. Me and Ed and I have this conversation all the time because he can be very critical. He worked at a movie theater. He's a little jaded when it comes to watching movies, in my mind, because he sees so many of them. He does. He still to this day
Right.
he sees a lot of movies, but likes to expand on why he doesn't like a movie and talk about why he doesn't like a movie and be critical of the movie. A lot of people do. I don't enjoy that part of it. If I don't like something, I'm like, it's gone. Next, and I find the thing that I do like, and then I talk about how much I like that thing. So I like to
Right.
focus on the positive parts of those types of things.
Right on. Right on.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
So,
Patty.
I know, right?
I
Dave.
am the same exact way. I have, I don't know the saying. It's something, master of none. So I
Jack
have
of all
so
trades,
many-
master of none.
There you go. Jack of
Yeah.
all trades, master of none. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I that's my place in life. Is I've worn so many hats, and I liked them all. Good at them all, I think. I guess. I hope. And and more so with my interests. I have a question for you that was asked to me, and I still to this day haven't been able to answer it for myself. A person with those many interests and likes and what have you, if you could only have one thing for the rest of your life, what would you keep? Just one. Just
Are
one.
we talking hobbies? One hobby for the rest
Just
of your life?
hobbies. Yes, yeah. Not a person, place, not anything like that. Just what's your hobby
So
that
if
you would be able to keep?
so this that's good. That's a good question. And it's a double parted answer, because if I could only pick one and I could do that well, it would be kayaking. But that means that my health issues are resolved as well, because that's what's stopping me from kayaking. So if my health issues were gone, my entire life would be a lot better.
Totally different.
So it's a double thing. But kayaking was my life for a long, long time. I mean, even in the
Really?
middle of winter, if the
Oh,
water
no.
wasn't hard, I was on it.
Yo, I got my
That's
kayak.
awesome.
My kayak's in my living room right here. No joke.
Man.
Yeah, we've
Yep.
had a few of them. The one I have now is a 14-foot.
Okay.
It's not a huge kayak, but it's a good sized and it's pretty fast. Generally, the rule is the longer the kayak is, the faster it is. Generally,
Oh, really?
yeah, and
Story of my life. Mine's a 10-foot. But
Well,
yeah.
so,
So I could answer that. Kayaking would be the one thing.
hell yeah, awesome.
Way
I like
cool.
you a lot
Way
more now. Not that I didn't like you from the start, but I pop in. I'm like, hello, everybody, and then everyone thinks I leave, but I'm still secretly there. I think you'll call that lurking.
Lurker Nation.
Is he gone? Man, that guy's an asshole.
God damn it! Why did you exist? I just pop up out of nowhere. Hey guys, and everyone thinks I leave. I'm like, oh, here you go.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. And so you were physically active before, because I have my issues as well. My injuries, and that's kind of where I went into the hobby again. Like I said, I wasn't able to answer that stupid question. Stupid question. And it may or may not have, cannot confirm nor deny, came from my therapist. So, so what I'm saying is, I guess when it comes down to it, it's good to know yourself that much at that level, because mine is just the fish hobby. I started out as a therapy. And I did it since I was a kid, just like everyone else. I think that's where we go. Mom, can I have a dog or a cat? No. How about we try a gerbil? Or, no, I don't want a gerbil. Can I get a fish? That was my case. And it just stuck with me, and I came back full circle,
Right.
So as far as hobbies go, you said kayaking. What kind of kayak do you have?
It's a sit on top. It's not a sit in, but it's
That's
a hybrid. So it's got very high walls. It's a
Okay.
oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on the name. They're very popular with fishermen, actually, because they can be very stable, but they're very fast. Oh, Wilderness Systems. Tarpon 140.
Okay.
I have paddled sit-in kayaks, and I actually do like them more, but I just never ended up buying one because they could be those, nice ones like a Kevlar one. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
Right.
$1,000, and I just never pulled the trigger on that. This one was expensive enough and does most of what I want to do. It's a good combination. What you said about knowing yourself, and there's that phrase, an unanalyzed life isn't worth living, and I think you need to be aware of who you are and be in touch with your feelings and stuff, and don't hide them away. If something bothers
Most
you,
definitely.
think about it and talk about it and work it out. I get pretty preachy sometimes on my streams, and I know people get tired of hearing it because I do
I'll
see
bet.
people that I consider friends being, focusing on the negative side of things, and it just seems like it's a waste of time.
Well, that's what you inevitably end up manifesting. If you're such a
Yeah.
negative person, that's all you're gonna bring.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that. I don't know how spiritual anyone is here. I am who I am, and I believe in what I believe in. Um, but what I've noticed is every time and I was guilty of it. I'm a human. I was so negative. I'm like, woe is me, and I suck at everything, and then I did because that's
Yeah.
all I thought about.
Yeah.
And I didn't advance until I started saying, well, you know what? No, I'm actually good at this, or I'm worth it, or And it's not just the corny self-help books I've read or or anything. It's actually putting in the work, and it all starts with the mind.
Definitely.
Your
Your
positivity. Yeah.
And when you are focused on or involved in the toxic stuff and focus on the negative, even though you don't think it affects you, it does. It really does. It seeps in.
Absolutely does.
Speaking of negative, hey Ed, what's going on?
Hey,
My brother
Ed,
Ed.
how you doing? Good to see you, Ed. Good to see it.
Yeah.
So that was I was going to ask you a question about the kayaking thing because I've always wanted a kayak. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother, but
That's okay. I'm used to it.
I've always wanted.
I love you, Rob.
I always wanted to get a kayak. I know nothing about kayaks except they float and you can fish out of them. And that's my thing. I love to fish, like a lot.
He's saying, dude, ask me. I know about him. The biggest advice I could give you if you're interested. Now, first of all, I know your shoulder's a little messed up, but it's not so much you're using your core to paddle. If your arms are tired after you've done paddling, you're doing it wrong. But the biggest advice I could give you is go to a local kayak store. Most of them are going to be on the water. I'm not talking about Walmart or anything, but an actual kayak store. And most of the time, they'll let you sit in some and try them out and paddle them and stuff, and find the type that suits you, that fits you. Because there are a lot of different styles, a lot of different types, and
right.
What would work great for you as far as kayaks go, and the reason I was doing this, I wasn't throwing gang signs. I am not a gangster.
the Hobies.
Yes, it's basically like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, they're pedals.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You're pedaling, and we could go fishing, and you can.
Because I would like to find one that I can put. Because I've seen one, and I literally, when I saw this thing, I was just like, I gotta have one. But this guy, it had a live well.
Yeah.
It had a battery in it.
Yep.
It had everything. It literally had a live well, a bait thing. It had a spot for his tackle box. Had a little chair thing in the back where he can sit back.
Oh yeah,
I need one of those.
My son-in-law has one of those, and his wasn't too expensive. I don't remember where they got it, but I think it was a big box store. But he loves fishing, and he goes all the time, and it's very cool because he never fished in his life until last year. He's British, but he comes over every year. And again, my wife just got married. My daughter just got married this past year, so he will be an American citizen soon, but he's working on it. He has to go home at the end of the month, so it sort of sucks for everybody. We'll miss it.
It happens, yeah.
But last year, I took him and my oldest son. We just went down on the dock and went fishing, and he just took to it, man, big time. And he started going all the
Awesome.
time. So this year he bought a kayak. He's got it all decked out with the stuff, the rod holders and just everything. And he goes,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's
all the
what
time.
I want, man.
Yeah,
Because there's
Yeah,
good bodies of water that are near me within, like, say, uh, shoot, even a 60-mile, 70-mile radius. There is some excellent fishing, except you got to get out to it in a boat, you know.
yeah,
And I love to bass fish. I used to tournament bass fish, and I love to eat panfish, you know, like crappie and bluegill and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah.
And you know, if I could just get out there again and just do some kayak fishing, I would be so happy. And not only that, I love to fly fish. I love to fly fish, and I've seen it on TV where they were out on the kayaks fly fishing from kayaks. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta do it.
It's fun just kayaking, because kayaking, so it can be what you want it to be. It can be like serious exercise. You can do whitewater, you know, or
Yeah.
you know. And I said this. Rachel O'Leary is a big kayaker, and we had this conversation.
Oh, okay.
And I told her about a lot of times I paddle into the wind on the bay. I paddle into the wind in the corner of the bay, and then I just sit there, and the wind just, you know, moves me right
Drifts
across the
back.
water. I just sit there and I'll have a beer and just enjoy the sun, watch the birds, and I'm moving across the bay, and it's just
Yes.
it's zen. It's just it's
Absolutely.
you know,
Definitely.
meditation.
I always thought of kayaking like that, you know, would be like kind of like because my buddies back home, their dads were they used to work on Burlington Northern, the different railroads, and they would tell us stories. Would be out there by the fire at night drinking beers and stuff like that. And, you know, they would tell us all about, oh yeah, I remember when I was on this trip to so and so, and they had these trains, and you know, and I saw all these really cool things that nobody ever sees because they're on the railroad tracks, and you never see that stuff. And I feel it's kind of the same way with some of the waterways, you know, like some of the canals and some of the rivers, especially here. You know, people never see a lot of those areas because there's no road or no trail to get back there to it, you know. And it's just stuff that you'll never see unless you get out there, you know.
Or if they do see it, they're in a like a motorboat, and they're, you know, flying right by it. With the kayak, though, you're taking your time. You're enjoying the scenery, and it's there's nothing. If anybody ever asked me, you know, what nature thing or what should I do, the kayaking will always be my first answer. And and again, anybody can do it. You know, I know some people worry about, oh, that it's very tippy. Well, don't get one of those. You know, there's someone that are so stable you can stand up in them. You know, you find the one that fits you. You know,
that was my bad. I got my first kayak was might as well have been a surfboard or one of those paddle boards.
Yeah,
right.
And, I'm not exactly the smallest guy. Well, back then I wasn't. And the moment, it was funny. I got a funny story. The moment I jumped into this kayak, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be way better than the one I had prior, which wasn't a kayak. I just called it. So I sat in this one. My wife and kids are behind me. We're at the beach, so right before the first sandbar, you know, where everybody's hanging out and, you know, in the beach. It's about, I don't know, maybe a foot of water. I get in, and I'm sitting there paddling, and then like I roll over and I freak out. I'm just freaking out, and I'm touching the bottom, and I get up. My son's 5. My son's standing right over me. He's like, "You all right, Daddy?"
He drowned in a puddle of water.
Like, I'm good, son. Don't look at me. And I'm like,
remember this moment, son.
Right? Don't do what I just did. I just showed you what not to do. Remember that.
Just testing you.
It's a great hobby, and I do enjoy the hell out of it. And it's the thing in my life that I miss the most, not being able to do anymore. It's what I just and there are days I could probably go, but I don't have a lot of good days. So when I do have a good day, I usually have, you know, chores I want to do, because I hate that my wife works all day. You know, again, I'm retired, but she's not. So she works all day, and then she comes home and she has to do some laundry or something. That kills me. She shouldn't have to do that. Yeah. But there's days when I don't get out of bed, and there's days when I don't feel that good, and I don't do any of those type of chores to help out. And it's not her responsibility. It's our house.
Right,
I'm just
right.
as I should be doing those types of things, and there's a lot of
It's
times
not
I
always that
can't.
easy though.
It's not, and she understands. She understands. She's very supportive. She gets it, but at the same time, when I do have a good day, I don't want to go out there and waste it having fun when I should be doing those types of
Right.
things. So I try to
Um,
focus
I'm
on
right
doing
there with you.
chores or doing, our house needs work on things or whatever I can do.
Yeah. Well,
Right on. I'm right there with you, man.
you got sons and a son-in-law, so
Yeah, and
Chop chop, bally bally, get to work.
my oldest son doesn't live at home. He bought a house up around the lake from it's about 3 hours from us. But
oh,
my
nice.
daughter and her husband and my youngest son still live at home.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, bud. I didn't mean to add work to your son-in-law.
Well,
We all-
I still feel like, even though he's family, I still feel like he's a guest here right now because he doesn't. He stays here for 90 days and then he goes back home. So
I could see that being a thing.
yeah, when
yeah.
he's here for good, then that'll be different.
Right.
But for now, I still feel like he's a guest, and we shouldn't really make him do
And
a lot.
that's a good way to see it. It's very respectful, and I admire that. But if it was me,
Ed said he wishes his cats would chip in and do some laundry.
right? Oh my God.
Isn't that what Jadrin said? Something about so many fish, they need to start paying him rent.
Yeah, that was the song.
So how, man, because I have, I'm sure it's completely different from you. With my injury that I sustained a couple years back, with everything that came along with it, it was hard. I feel that it's hard. Some days you just like, I'm in so much pain. I don't want to get up. I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't want to. It's a lot less pain laying here than it is moving, to get things done. And for a while there, man, I used to be very active, very in shape, and just
I feel you.
just loving life. And then life hit me,
Yep.
and almost lost it. And then I hit a very dark moment.
Yeah.
And what I found is just, and some days it's damn near impossible, but I have this voice. No, I'm not schizophrenic. I have this voice
Call it
that
conscience.
suck it up. To me, that's how mine is. My voice is very verbally abusive, and
No, that's
but-
me.
when I simplified exactly that, because I have family members, who have gone through something similar with PTSD and so on and so forth. And when I simplified what my own mind was doing to itself, it was getting me out and actually doing it. No matter, because it was what I'm trying to say is this: my pain is not going away. And I'm not going to sit here popping pain medication because I don't want to be a zombie.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am. I've done that, and it just didn't. It wasn't good for me.
It's not living.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even take a Tylenol. Like, just suck it up.
Yep.
The thing is I realize that my pain isn't going to go away, and life is just passing me by. My kids are growing up, and
Right.
they're playing. Hey, Dad, let's go play. And I'm just sitting there, on the recliner.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm not. I'm 30, so this went away quick. I shouldn't be like this until way 80, 85. Then I can have an excuse. You know what I mean? And I start seeing like my grandfather. Before he passed, he went through hell and back, in Vietnam, and he got his injuries, and his were crazy. And this guy he never took the pain meds, he never did anything. He just went his way and just kept doing everything and stayed active. And I asked him, hey, Grandpa, how do you do it? And he just, with a smile on his face, he goes, I just do,
That's it. You just got to get up and do it.
And it's gonna suck, it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt more when you realize you hurt. everyone around you by not being present.
Yeah, yeah. In the same token, I think if you start comparing yourself to other people and how
Yeah.
they deal with that kind of stuff, it's not a good mental place to be either, because
No.
we we all we all deal with those types of things very differently, and
Uh,
you know what, even though somebody might have the same type of illness or injury or whatever, and they're
yeah.
up and around and you're not, you can't do that. You can't. uh,
No.
you,
And
you've
I
got to
can.
realize it's you. This is me. This isn't them.
Yes,
Don't compare
exactly.
myself to them. I've got to learn.
To do
Me.
it my way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, to be no, yeah. I was just sharing what happens with me, and God,
yeah.
yesterday I woke up and I was like, it's a little later than I usually wake up. How about I just take a nap? I was still in bed. You know what I mean? Like,
Just woke up. I think I'm going to take a nap.
yeah, that's literally what happened. And
Sleeping was so good, you want to do it some more.
right
Right?
with and I feel that completely. With everybody has, that's why we're all individuals. We
Yeah,
deal with things individually because it is just us. Um, I was just sharing how, and I'm not on top of the world by any means. I I struggle a lot with that, and
yeah.
kayaking. My thing is my injury has to do with my chest, and doing this kind of
It's all
gets me.
about your chest.
Yeah, and it kind of gets me, and maybe later you'll find out, and you'll be like, "Holy crap, that's crazy." Um, so basically, we shouldn't have this we shouldn't be having this conversation because I should be swimming with the fishes. No pun intended.
Well,
Um,
I'm glad you're not, and
Absolutely.
I,
I really hate to beat you
I
up.
don't have an injury. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease it's about 15, 16 years ago. And yeah, you're right about the darkness. It does get pretty dark. Um, when all of a sudden all those things that you used to be able to do regularly, or you can't do them anymore, no matter how much you tell yourself, I want to do this or I need to do this. And if you don't have a support um, group, which is my wife and kids, a lot of people don't make it. They've been amazing. That they've been so supportive of me throughout all the years. My wife and I just have a conversation the other day about it, because I was saying, you know what, I think I need to back off of YouTube a little bit, because YouTube's become pretty important to me, and I don't like things getting too important to me, because that's what it is. It's a thing.
right.
But then she was like, well, it's not just a thing. You've made friendships, and you enjoy it. So, and you're happy, or your quality of life has gone up. So I don't think you should, So she's just very supportive that way and helps me stay grounded. And if you don't have that, you got to find it. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a significant other. It just needs to be somebody outside of yourself.
Right. Yeah. And it's
This turned dark, didn't it? We sort of we're like a support group now,
That's why I sit in silence most of the time, because this is what
if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So what goes on in those situations is you find yourself. You really do, because you have no choice.
Yeah.
And some people are like, "Holy crap, I'm a POS. I need to change," or actually, I'm strong. I've met a few people that are like, "Oh wow, you were totally right years back when you said I was an a-hole." But you stuck by me because you knew that this is what I was going through, and that support system is very crucial.
It is
to someone's mental health, because it's not just your physical health that starts deteriorating.
Big time. And on the same token, you don't know what other people are going through, so
right. It
doesn't hurt you to be kind.
Choose your words, really.
Be kind.
Right.
Be kind.
Open the door for someone.
Yeah. Smile.
Say, you look great today.
Yeah.
I don't know you. I'm sorry, but you do. And then,
hey, I love that jacket.
Take
You know,
it.
you
No,
can't.
I'm
Don't
not
get very
robbing you.
specific. Don't go like, man, that's a nice ass. Don't go there. But you can say that's a nice jacket. You know,
Significant
you
other.
gotta know your limitations.
Right.
Right.
I mean, be a normal person, Rico. I mean, we learn this in school. I hope. Boundaries. Having boundaries.
Yes.
Right
Yes.
on,
Uh,
right on, right on. Oh
yes.
shoot, guys! We got 4 minutes till
I have
the end.
40 questions left, and they're all going to take 1 minute each.
No,
I've got till 11:30 tonight. So
right. There you go. There you go.
No, yeah. I'm sorry. I just really I felt for that because that's literally what I'm going through. In the same thing. That was not like the route I wanted to take, but I'm glad it went that way because
Sure.
I needed it personally. You know, some validating's always nice. You know?
You know,
Wait.
a lot of the focus on things that I have done have been with people like Trevor Weldon Tanks, Robert. He's in the chat. You know, people who maybe have Robert's got a stutter, and we did the focus on thing. And we did talk about the stutter a little bit because there might be other people out there who don't want to do YouTube because of their stutter. So they're going to see Robert and go, hey, this guy can do it.
I can do that.
Maybe I can do it. So maybe we can inspire people. So when we talk about this kind of stuff, maybe there's other people out there that are having the same types of issues and they don't want to come forward. They don't want to join the fish fam. They don't want to, you know, but there are people here that understand. And there's all kinds of, we all have issues of some sort. There's nobody out there who doesn't have some kind of issue. And if you don't have any issues, you're probably just an asshole.
You just don't believe.
You know,
I do the same thing with my son though, because my son, he's autistic and he's slightly Asperger's, right? And I tell him, and he always tries to tell me, well, I can't do that. I don't know how. I can't. I'm not able. And I said, son, you are able.
Yeah.
You just have to work at it a different way.
Yeah.
I said, do you really think that the guy that makes the Tesla or the design Tesla that owns the Tesla company gave up because somebody told him he couldn't do it? Because he's also autistic. So I told him, I said, it can be done.
Yeah. We can inspire others. Even it's a little thing. It's a little thing. You know, whatever it is, we can inspire other people to to join in with the rest of us. Fish Fam is awesome.
And
we talked earlier about
amen
drama,
to that.
and again, I've played my part in some of the drama stuff. I'm trying my hardest to stay away from all of that. But generally, overall, the Fish Fam is one of the best communities I've ever been involved in. And I'm an old man. I've been involved in a lot of communities over my life.
Oh, I hear you, brother. I'm right there with you.
And it's just an amazing community, and I'm so happy to just be a part of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, guys, we have 1 minute to go, and I do want to say real quick before I let y'all go, get your pull. M&C Aquatics, as some of y'all might know, had a back surgery here a while back, and I think he said he had some vertebrae fused back together or something like that. And we've been talking, we try to, I try to keep in touch with as many people as I can, I mean, I got a lot going on just like everybody else does, but I try to answer emails and as best I can. I don't get everybody and I apologize. So just send me another email. But he had told me that when he did his, I guess, checkup or whatever, the docs found a mass in his belly, and they did a biopsy today, and we're just waiting now to find out what it is. So if you guys would please send him all the positive vibes, prayers, well wishes, everything you can think of. The guy could really use a little bit of pats on the backs, virtual hugs, whatever you want to call it. You can use them all right now. So we got to, kind of get in his corner and help him out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
So
I have one last question though. It's very important.
Roger.
All right, I'm going to ask you. I don't care. What is your favorite video game?
Oh man, that is tough. I
Do
can't
you
answer
like-
that. I
do you
can't
like
even give you a
first-
top 10.
Do you like
RPGs.
first shooters? Do you like first
No, I
shooters?
suck at FP. I suck at first person shooters, especially now. My hands don't work that well. But even
Okay.
when they did work well, I wasn't very good at them. I love RPGs. I
Either.
love something with a good story.
Right on.
I like some things that will, I don't need fast reactions to play. I play a lot of strategy games, mostly RPGs, and then strategy is second. I do like racing games too,
Take
though. I
those
play a
two.
lot of racing
Yep,
games.
yep. Same. So me and Rico like a lot of the same games, and I'm sure.
I'm more of like the Call of Duty, Days
Yeah.
Gone, Assassin's Creed.
I do like
Okay, now I like
Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I played all of those.
Yeah.
I love
Have you
Assassin's
played Days
Creed.
Gone though?
What's
Yeah,
that?
if you want,
No,
have you
I have
played
not.
Days Gone?
I
Oh
have
my
not.
god! Turn out all the lights and put on Days Gone, and see if you don't scream like a little child. It's a zombie
Way
game.
cool. Now I gotta check it out.
I'm telling you. Let me know. I got it.
Right on, brother. Right on.
That
All
was
right,
it.
guys,
Seen it,
check it
yeah.
out. Anthony's Fishy Friends, good to see you, but we're on our way out.
Yeah.
But I do want to say two things left, real fast, okay? Next week, stay tuned because I got another awesome guest going to be here, and y'all might know who that is.
Who there?
Shrimp Shack.
Ooh.
Nice.
Joe from Joe Shrimp Shack will be
Very
here
cool.
next week to
Good guy.
give us a great show. He's a great guy, and I'm here to tell you guys, if you really haven't had a chance to get to know that guy on a personal level, you are really missing out. Just like Rico, man. You guys, if you guys get a chance to get to know him a little bit better, you guys are really missing out, man. So again, Rico, thank you so much. It was definitely a pleasure to hang out with you, man. It always is. It's always a pleasure to see you every day. For right now, the next stream coming up is Foxy's Fishes. So everybody head on over there, check out the Hot Mess Express. Let her know how much we care about her, love her to death, and show her some support, guys.
She's got a great guest tonight.
Oh, does she? Who's her guest?
George Wheeler. George Wheeler. I forgot his last name now.
Oh, really?
I forgot his last name, but he's got a good guest tonight.
Fantastic. Y'all head over there and check them out. God bless you guys. Take care of yourself, and don't ever, ever, ever forget, you guys are definitely the best. Okay, now where's that end broadcast button?